Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. Last night I basically posed a question on the community page, and it was Wendy wrong? The question was Wendy wrong? And y'all responded to the question. Thank y'all for leaving y'all comments. This is the thing about these shows. Anytime we watch these shows, we can watch these shows on the same day at the exact same time, and we can all walk away with a different perspective. You can see things that I don't see. I can see things that you don't see. You can hear things that I didn't hear. I can hear things that you probably didn't hear. I'll tell you who was in the wrong. Let's just have a conversation. I wanted to mention this the other day, and it kept popping in my mind, and I was like, I'm not even gonna say it because I didn't feel like arguing with one of y'all bitches in the comment section, okay? But I'm gonna go ahead and say it. And it ain't got nothing to do with being team nobody. The reason why this mess happened and who is at fault is Monique. Now listen to me and listen to me good. I don't think that Monique had any ill intent. I don't think that Monique was being messy. Monique dropped the ball when it came to communication. As soon as Ashley told her that basically she was going to have to bring her baby or she ain't going to be able to come, however the conversation went between her and Ashley, Monique at that point should have communicated that to the other girls. First of all, this is a girls' trip. I should not have to find out the day of while driving to a place that is supposed to be girls hanging out, having a good time, that there's going to be a baby here. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I shouldn't have to find out 5 minutes before somebody walk into a house with a baby, oh, Ashley's bringing her baby. So as soon as Monique had that conversation with Ashley, she should have texted everybody, called everybody, and then at that point, Wendy could have then probably handled her situation a little bit differently. The reason why Wendy probably didn't mention to them about, oh, I have to do X, Y, and Z, is because who wants to be the new bitch in the group that's already having issues with somebody watching their goddamn children? And if you really want to be, really want to be honest about it, I would assume that Monique, being the super mom that she is and not for lazy moms, that this is something that she would excel at. Like, as soon as Ashley was, okay, I need to make sure that that Wendy knows that, okay, Ashley's bringing her baby, so I know you're probably having to figure, do some things because you have a baby that's the same age. But she didn't do that. So now Wendy is probably running around because, again, Wendy probably doesn't want to be the new bitch in the group that's already having issues. Like, oh, I ain't gonna be able to go. Oh, my man tripping about watching the baby. Oh, my nanny's sick. So it's like, okay, bitch, I've been walking around here with a machine attached to my titties, trying to make sure that my child has the necessities, the necessities for the 3 days that I'm gonna be gone. I don't probably have to fucking suck my man. I done had to make sure food was in the house, So I don't want these kids calling me, talking about, mommy, I'm hungry, daddy, watching TV, baby, get off my phone, I'm having a shot. Go fix you a Hot Pocket. Matter of fact, I don't care what you fix, just get off my phone. Go tell your daddy. Where your daddy at? So Wendy had every right to be upset. Wendy had every right to be frustrated. Because you should have told me, y'all should have communicated to me that kids are actually welcome on this girls' trip. Because 10 times out of 10, I don't give a damn what nobody say. When somebody mentions a girls' trip or a boys' weekend, nobody is thinking about kids coming. So Wendy was not wrong. Monique, again, should have communicated to them the way that the way that it needed to be done, and she didn't. No, Wendy's not gonna come to you and be like, girl, you know, I'm having problems, X, Y, and Z. Now, none of this is Ashley's fault. None of this is Ashley's fault. Ashley ain't did nothing wrong so far. Karen turns to Wendy and says, basically she makes a comment like, you seeing baby Dean, does that make you frustrated, or like, does that make you miss your daughter, something like that. And then Wendy is having a conversation with Karen, and she basically starts to say, well, this is a girl's trip, blah, blah, blah. Then Ashley says, my husband has to work. Wendy hears Ashley saying that, and then she says, my husband has to work too. And then Ashley, the person who doesn't like for Wendy to use her hands, says, my husband owns his company. My husband owns his company. Now, I don't know why y'all bitches don't think that that was a dig. That was a dig. And Wendy called it and said, girl, my husband is an attorney. My husband is an attorney. And he still watches the kids, takes care of the kids, whatever she said after that. So now, Wendy done threw a dig back at Ashley. Now, I don't know what y'all saw, but that's what I saw. And just like I had a conversation with one of my friends, he said, if you really want to be technical about it, bitch, Ashley was the one who was getting up running around the kitchen. Girl, quiet as it's kept. Wendy stayed in her goddamn seat. So I'm not exactly sure how y'all can sit here and say that Wendy was being... I said, bitch, you sure goddamn right. I didn't even notice that. So I don't even know how y'all can sit here and say that Wendy was being aggressive when Wendy stood in the same spot the whole goddamn time. Then we make our way outside to the dinner. Ashley says that Wendy was ferocious. You were ferocious. Girl, what's your girl? What's your girl? Oh, so that's your other, that's the word you're going to use, so because you really want to say she was acting ghetto, but you don't want to say that, so you're going to say she was acting ferocious. She was acting ferocious. Wendy caught that shit too. Ashley was the one who said, girl, I'm done with you. And so Wendy said, okay, she's done. We're done with it. So Robin started talking to her. Ashley started back with Wendy. And that's when Ashley was like, oh, that's why you ain't got no female friends. And that's when Wendy basically told her, bitch, shut up. Something about bitch. And then Wendy told her girl, address me as doctor. I was not mad when she told Wendy to address, this is the thing. I think that because we know that Wendy has an extensive resume, okay? I think that people were holding their breath, waiting for Wendy to throw in an argument, you know, she's a doctor or whatever the case may be. So now that she finally gave the people what they want is, oh my God, she throwing her stuff around. She throwing her education around. She can do what the fuck she want to do, especially with a bitch that she don't like. Because the truth of the matter is, Ashley walks around like she's that girl. But truth be told, Wendy really is, and this is just what it is. And y'all can take it how y'all want to take it. Wendy is probably one of the baddest bitches on reality TV at this moment. And that's just what it is. And this is coming from a bitch who ain't got no degree. Bitch ain't got 4. Ain't got no kids. Ain't got none of that. This bitch got 4 degrees. A political commentator. A professor. All that shit. A lot of these bitches couldn't hold a stick to Wendy. And y'all know it. And that's just what it is. So, I really don't get... look, Karen was part of the reason that whole fight happened. You don't even know this lady, but now all of a sudden you worried about her feelings. Girl. I don't think Wendy was wrong. If anybody was wrong again, it was Monique. Like I said, I don't think that Monique had any ill intent. I don't think that she was being messy this time. But I think that Monique, she didn't communicate properly with the girls. As soon as she found out that Ashley was bringing her baby, she should have texted the girls and said, hey, just an FYI, Ashley's going to bring her baby. And then in return, Wendy probably would have texted back and said, oh, so we're allowed to bring children? And then Monique would have said, yeah. Because you're not going to tell one mama she can bring her baby, her newborn baby, and then tell the other mama she can't bring hers. But that's not what happened. So again, Wendy more than likely is probably thinking, I need to make sure everything is situated. Just like they literally explained this to them. I made sure that all my shit was taken care of so I could be present, so I could be here. I've been pumping around the clock. Bitch was even pumping in a goddamn car so I could be here with you, with you girls. If I knew that we could bring our baby, bitch, I would have brought mine too. That would have saved me a whole bunch of time and a lot of stress that I wouldn't have had to go through to make sure that everything, that my family was going to be okay while I was away with y'all bitches for 3 days. And you would think that motherfuckers who got kids, especially like I said, especially Monique, who acts like she's super mom, you think that she would understand out of all those bitches, like, oh yeah. Wendy shouldn't have to explain to her in the room or whenever or wherever they was at, this is what it is. The bitch is probably mad because, bitch, I look up and I see kids here and, bitch, y'all ain't told me we could bring no kids. No, I didn't bring it up because why would I bring up bringing a kid on a girl's trip? Don't nobody have a problem with kids. Girl, they all got children. But at the end of the day, like I said, if you gonna tell me we going out for drinks or a happy hour and I pull up and, bitch, it's some kids at the table, bitch, I'm cussing somebody the fuck out. Because the truth of the matter is, when you are around kids, when you think that you about to have grown folks time and kiki and have conversations, when kids are around, you have to monitor what you say. You have to censor yourself. And, bitch, I'm not censoring myself at happy hour when we having cocktails and supposed to be kikiing. And, baby, the shit that pop out of my mouth, I told, prime example, I said this the other night. Me, Deanna, and Brittany was supposed to go out one night. I don't think I went into details, but I'll go into details right now. My friend Deanna has a little boy. At the time, I think he was like 8, probably, something like that, 8, 7, something like that. And I told her straight up, I was like, girl, I'm not going because I don't have time, because I've been fucked around and started talking about niggas. And, you know, kids, they'll be like, oh, grandmama, granddaddy, whoever, daddy. I'm not saying this is her son, but you just never know. Kids will go back and say, oh, it was this man at the table who was talking about this man being fine. So now everybody mad because, oh, why are you talking like that in front of boys? You see what I'm saying? So it becomes this big mess. So that's why I need to know if kids are going to be around. So then I can say, oh, yeah, I still come. Or, nah, I'm not going to come. And Brittany has a son too. So the last thing I want to do is be the punk at the table when the kids go home and start reporting about what happened. Well, it was this man at the table talking about boys. You see what I'm saying? It was this big boy at the table that was talking about this man that passed by. I don't know. So now everybody mad. Because the punk at the table talking about gay shit. You see? Bitch, don't have me thinking that we about to go on a girl's trip and, girl, I walk in the house and it's a baby. Cause I don't want nobody telling me shit about, oh, can you lower your voice, Rodney? You too loud. I can't do a motherfucking thing. I can't do nothing. Cause if I knew that if I was gonna have to walk around here and whisper and not be able to say what the fuck I want to say, I wouldn't even pack my goddamn panties. I would have stayed my ass at the house, where I could be as loud and ghetto and country as I want to be. And that might come across as fucked up. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. It ain't got nothing to do with not liking kids or nothing like that. I just feel like if kids are going to be there, it should be announced. It should be known. Everybody should know. You know, if you going to a kid's birthday party, kids going to be there. I don't know. I didn't know that when I walked into this house and y'all told me this was a girl's trip that a baby was going to be here. And then on top of that, I got a newborn baby at the house. Y'all hoes ain't told me shit. So don't get mad at me when I start cussing bitches out. Everybody have their own perspective. Sometimes I don't even know what show y'all be watching. How y'all mad at Wendy? When y'all really should be mad at Monique for not letting Wendy know that basically it's okay to bring your kid. Like I said, if what's her face? If Monique would have texted those girls and said, "Hey, just the FYI, Ashley's bringing her son," more than likely, Wendy would have looked at that text message and be like, "Oh, so we can bring kids? Well, let me just make sure we can bring kids. Okay, well, girl, I ain't got to worry about all this pumping and shit and doing all this extra shit. Okay." So now y'all looking at, well, why you didn't say nothing? Bitch, why would I say something about bringing a goddamn baby on a girl's trip? Why didn't you say something? I'm sorry, in this one, Wendy wasn't wrong. Wendy wasn't wrong at all. She caught every motherfucking dig that Ashley was trying to throw her way. You tried to come for my man. Let's just call it for what it is. She tried to come for her husband. And if you really want to be technical about it, bitch, Robin was the one who brought up husbands. Robin brought up Michael. Then Ashley said, my husband worked. And then Ashley said, my husband owns his company. So, bitch, at this point, oh, okay, I see what you're trying to do. Well, bitch, my husband works too, and he also watches his children. Y'all might need to go back and watch the episode. I think what it is that because Wendy is the new girl, Wendy pretty much has to walk on water. And if she doesn't, it's easier to be mad at a bitch who you don't know versus people who we've been knowing Ashley since season 1. Like her or hate her. So now this new bitch gonna come in with all of this, when the truth of the matter is, bitch, she really giving you what you giving her. Maybe I'm wrong. You're right, I'm wrong. Like Nene. Shout out to Nene. You're right, I'm wrong. But I know I'm right. Go back and watch the episode. Go back and watch it. And just listen to Ashley. And listen to what I'm saying about Monique. Again, I don't want nobody talking about, oh, you team Candace, you just don't like Monique. No. And it got nothing to do with that. Monique dropped the ball. She did not communicate the way she should have communicated with these girls. She should have told. And you would think that a bitch who complained to her husband about being stressed out. Monique was literally in the confessional almost in tears. Because she was so stressed out about kids calling her name and one kid wanting to be held and the other kid wanting to be held. And now basically her husband ain't really pretty much helping her with the kids. Let's just call it for what it is. She makes sure her husband is taken care of when she go out of town. So you would think that somebody who pretty much is the same situation as Wendy, she would know from the get-go, like, bitch, let me call Wendy to make sure that she know what's going on. Cause I want to make sure she good. But no, it's, girl, what? I didn't know why you was mad, girl. You just went off. You didn't know. Bitch, the same reason why your ass just went off 2 episodes ago. Girl. Anyways, bye y'all.